If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that I'm a big supporter of the National Rifle Association. Just the other week, I had a chance to go to one of the Friends of the NRA banquets, and I got a little bit lucky. Now, I'm not a very lucky person, but I got a little bit lucky. And in one of the raffles, I won this. This is a Ruger precision rifle in .308 Winchester. I'm excited. This is a rifle that I've heard nothing but good things about when I've been reading things online. I considered getting one of these, but I just didn't do it. Let's go through some of its features. First of all, it's a .308 Winchester. Now, this rifle currently is chambered in 3 calibers, .308 Winchester being the largest. Stepping down a little bit in caliber size, it's also available in the 6.5 Creedmoor. Excellent long-range caliber choice right there. And the .243 Winchester. Now, if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know I also think very highly of the .243 Winchester. Excellent caliber for long-range shooting, target shooting, those sorts of things. Really no complaints about that caliber either. But I won a .308 Winchester. And I hadn't had a .308 Winchester prior to that. I've always kind of skirted the .308. In fact, a lot of 30 calibers. I have a 30-30 Winchester, and of course the 30 caliber 7.62 by 39 AK. You've seen probably some of our videos on that. But this is .308 Winchester. And you know, when I first got it, when I picked it up at Sportsman's Warehouse a couple days after the event, and they brought the box out. It's a stubby little box, and I'm like, oh, what's the deal there? Well, what the deal is that it's packaged like this. Okay? This stock folds for packaging, really. And I guess you could carry it like this. You don't want to shoot it like this. And the bolt simply inserts. Now, this is a short throw bolt. Close that back. 70-degree bolt lift, which is pretty shallow or pretty low. It's going to make it fast. It's also going to make it much easier to shoot this from the prone position without a whole lot of extra movement. My Browning BBR is a 60-degree short throw bolt. It's very nice. It's called lightning bolt action on that one. This is 70 degrees. Kind of got an enlarged bolt knob or bolt handle. That's nice as well. Kind of attractive looking. And a lot of AR looking features. I mean, the safety selector is here. Exactly like an AR. And it's built on the Ruger American action. So kind of their less expensive bolt rifle action, Ruger American. But the action is where it kind of ends its partnership with the Ruger American. It's got this free float barrel, a key mod style forend. I don't know if you can see that. We'll get some close-ups of that. And a complete Picatinny, the whole distance here. That's very attractive. You can do so much stuff with the Picatinnies. Now, of course, it doesn't come with scope or optics at all. I've got a Schmidt Bender scope on order. Going to put it on here with the Vortex rings, and we'll see how it goes. This model does not come with the flash hider. You can just you can simply turn this off though and attach one of your liking. I don't think you're going to need on a .308 Winchester 6.5 Creedmoor, or certainly not .243 Winchester. You're not going to need any sort of recoil reduction devices out here. It's kind of a heavier barrel. I guess they call it a medium barrel. It is kind of hefty. I noticed that it's a little bit, I would say, on the muzzle heavy side. It's a heavier barrel. 9.7 pounds, call it 10 pounds. Trigger is interesting. We're going to look at this trigger. I tested it out a little bit once I got it here, and it is surprisingly light. With all of the litigation going on and these firearms manufacturers getting sued for all this different stuff, I'm really, really impressed at how crisp and absolutely light wonderful this trigger is. We're going to put the trigger scale on this and see how it goes. Highly adjustable buttstock. I can flip this here, flip it around 180 degrees, and I can raise and lower the cheek rest. I can flip this switch over here and change the length of pull. I've got this set up for how I like it right now. And you can also move the cheek rest this way and that way. A little bit of movement there as well. It seems to be a very well designed and thought out rifle. Reading a little bit more about it, I found out that a lot of long range shooters were involved in the original design of this thing, and that should really be good. Also in the box, literature, instructions on how this firearm operates, bag of some accessories, goodies. This partial Picatinny right here can be attached to that forend, the key mod forend, and used to attach some additional devices, accessories to the rifle itself. I don't know if I'm going to put much on this gun besides the scope. Then you get two Magpul, of course 308 Winchester, 7.62 by 51 magazines, 10 round mags. Ruger also has on their website a 20 and a 25 round Magpul mags for this same gun. Interesting to note, this gun also accepts AISC, that's Accuracy International mags. But in testing, Magpul, they said, was an even more reliable mag than the Accuracy International mags, and so this is what they chose to furnish with the rifle in the box. So I like that. It's not a proprietary mag, pretty easy to get more of these things. And I might go ahead and get a 25 round or 20 round mag for it just for kicks. Gee, it's getting kind of dry in here and kind of thirsty. Oh, this? Yeah, I also got this from the NRA banquet. Isn't that cool? That's kind of nifty. I mean, it's got different settings. If this doesn't attract attention, I don't know what's gonna. And it's easy. You just pop this sucker out to wash it up so you don't wash the electric parts. Real slick. So needless to say, I had a good time at the Friends of the NRA banquet. There's Friends of the NRA banquets all over the United States. And, I encourage you to go. If you're not politically involved, that's okay. The Friends of the NRA is a 503(c) nonprofit. They're not politically oriented. The Friends of the NRA is all about education, shooting events, range improvements. So if you're interested in getting into the shooting sports, helping out a youth group, helping out your local range, you gotta go to the Friends of the NRA banquets. Get involved with the committees and help make these things a big success for the whole future of the shooting sports in America. I've taken this Ruger Precision rifle, placed it in the rifle rest, and we're going to do a little test on the trigger. Now the trigger is an adjustable trigger, runs from about 2¼ pounds to about 5 pounds. As I said earlier, I'm very impressed with this trigger out of the box, and I'm curious what it's currently set at from the factory. So I'm going to double check that this is in fact an empty firearm, and it is. Another nice thing I like about this Ruger Precision is that I can work the action while I'm in safe. I really like that. I appreciate the fact that I can do that, and I always feel on some of these rifles, some bolt rifles, where I got to move it to fire just to empty out the gun. I don't really care for that. So now we're on fire. I just moved the selector switch on this side, and I'm going to use this Wheeler trigger pull scale. We've got her set down to 0 right now. You'll notice this little mechanism here. This has to be actuated or depressed first before the trigger itself can be actuated. And that happens at about 1 pound. Now we're going to start squeezing the trigger itself. And I am at just under 2 pounds. That is a fantastically sweet trigger. We can run it a second time just to test consistency. Again, 1 pound. Actually less than that. And I have depressed that little mechanism there. Exactly the same thing. Less than 2 pound trigger. Now, if you've been watching some of our other programs, I actually think this one reads a little bit light. So I will say that in reality, this probably is a 2 pound trigger. Nonetheless, this is a fantastic trigger, and I'm very excited to get the scope, get this thing all rigged up, and head out to the range and see how well it really does shoot. That's the ultimate right there, is how well does it shoot.